Hi, everyone. I'm excited to announce my new book, and it's called Pillar Talk. It's not pillow, it's pillar, Pillar. And the reason why I was inspired to write this book is simply because of my experience in the church many years ago. And I won't say it's been a long time. When I was a young person in the church, one of the visiting elders, pastor was visiting the church that I attended, and doing a revival. He prophesied to me and said that I was a pillar. Now, when he first said that I was a pillar, my mom immediately got upset because she felt like he was saying that because I'm tall. I was always a tall girl. Even a girl, I was tall. Even a elementary student, I was always in the back of the line. Back then they would line you up based on your height and up. I've never been in front of the line. I've always been at the back. So, with that being said, she was very, very upset because she felt like, well, that wasn't a word from God. That was just, you just said that because you're tall. But I said, no, Ma, I really believe that, a pillar is, at that time, I at least knew to look up in a dictionary where it describes a pillar is something that holds things together, and that's a support. And so I unconsciously lived my life as that. Had no intentions of ever, didn't even think in any way that I was living my life as a pillar, as a support, as a person that uphold others' visions, or just try to be there for people. And that as you start to grow and you start to mature and you start to experience life, you realize, wait a minute now, this may not be what I really want to do, or let me just put things in perspective. And so as I begin to find myself and begin to be more transparent as it relates to how I felt about myself, about my life, about my choices and my goals, and where I was, my current status, I began to really look deeper into me as a person. And I do talk about that in my book, talk about the experience in the church, talk about how pillars are used and how sometimes they're disregarded and at times abused. The Bishop T.D. Jakes had a phenomenal message. And one of the things that stood out, and he had many, many phenomenal messages, but one of the messages that stood out to me is when he talked about abuse of use. And he began to demonstrate how people are in places and in positions, and they may be able to function, but that is not the position that they're supposed to be in. So you abuse their ability to adapt to whatever situation you put them in, and but it's never the intention of God for them to be in there. And then he went on to talk about a speaker, and he said a speaker is to put out the volume where you can hear whom you can hear sound or whatever. He said, but you can also sit on a speaker and it will hold you up. You can use it as a chair. You can lean on the speaker. You can sit things on the speaker. Doesn't mean that it's supposed to be there, but it can be used as that. And then he went on to say how that is abusive use. Yes, you're using it, but you're abusing the use of it because that's not what it was created to do. And that message I heard almost 2 years ago, and it changed my life, because there are so many times that we all have been in positions that we know within our heart that is not what God called me to do. That is not the places that God wanted me to go, and that's certainly not the stance that God wanted me to take upon matters that had no intentions to draw me in. I just make it be about me. And so I decided to write the book Pillar Talk. And in this book, it talks about different things that a pillar find his or herself in, and how it can either help or it can either hurt the person. It's a really, really good book. It kind of revealed the inner self, the inner being, the innermost, because we love to hide. And I think the most free, the person that lives a free life is a person that's very transparent, that they don't have any hidden agendas. They just, hey, if I'm not having a good day, I'm gonna tell you I'm not having a good day. They don't walk around with masks on pretending, because the truth, as the Bible indicates, that it does make you free. And there's a lot of times that we pretend to be free, but we really live in a lie. And we can live a lie in front of people because, it's really about pleasing them and try to make ourselves look a certain way. But when we leave and we have to face our own inabilities and our own fears, then that's the real us. And I just believe, to be honest with yourself, it's the freest life that you can ever live. Being able to say, hey, you know what? It's hard. Hey, I'm not having a good day. And one thing that I am really noticing more and more now with the church is that people are really talking about mental health. And that was like a subject that you never really heard, especially in the Black community or in Black churches or even in families. And now people are just keeping, and I believe that may cut down on the number of people that deal with depression, because they don't have to hide. They don't have to pretend like they're okay. And just being able to be okay with saying, I'm not okay today. And let's just take some time away from what's causing me not to be okay. And sometimes it may not just be anything. It may just be hereditary, where you may need some help with that. But Pillar Talk does speak about that. It's just, I'm telling you, it's amazing how much being a pillar within your home, on your job, can affect you in a negative or positive way if you don't understand your position as a pillar. Yes, a pillar may hold things up, but it also has, I've never seen a pillar stand alone. It also has supporting beams that help the pillar. And sometimes if there's no support, then you put all the weight on that pillar, and it makes it really, really hard to be consistent and to remain the strength that God wants you to be in that situation. So I am excited about my book, the Pillar Talk. And I am going to definitely have a talk back once it is released, and hopefully that people are able to share and be able to feel okay with being transparent and not judgmental. So be looking for that book. And until next time, I certainly appreciate your support. And please subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Just click that button down there. Take care. Peace.